Hello, everybody. We're getting ready for the finals here. This is going to be the finals of King of the Sea, North America, Season 12. We've whittled it down to SCCC versus BONKS. I seem to be missing the SCCC, the asset for SCCC's icon.
Yeah, I don't have it either. I know they released an update. Maybe there's the update in there, but as I'm sure it would just be some kind of seal doing something with a club. I mean, technically, we've got like a Doge doing a bonk thing with a club. So, you know, seal bonk, Doge bonk. Hey, it's covered.
Are the finals of COTS 12 NA this year a bunch of Zoomers posting memes of each other? Like, was that what it is?
What could it be? Anything else? 07 got taken out, and I mean, I don't know what the oldest age clan of World of Warships is. I know 07's got to be more like, I don't know, college years, maybe?
Yes. 07 is, I think, mostly early to mid-20s, I believe. Except for BFK for Life, who is, I believe, ageless.
Well, the old guard gives way to the new guard, and the new guard likes to carry wiffle bats going around whacking things, whether they be horny dogs or seals. But It is going to be a best of 5. The first map's going to be Crash Zone Alpha, and it does look like the bans have come through, which are the Moskva and the Wooster. Which is a little surprising to me, I guess. Did not get to see what SCCC did against Star, but whatever it was critically effective, as Star lost 3-0 falling way to SCCC, which actually was the same thing that we saw with BONKS versus QQ7, them taking the commanding 3-0 lead as well. That being said, QQ7 did not have their shot caller. I don't know what happened on the Star side, so if BONKS took that 3-0 against a leaderless team, now going against SCCC, if I'd been able to see what that series looked like, I think I'd be better able to gauge what we're about to come into. But with all the cruiser bans, I have to wonder, are these going to be heavy destroyer comps, or are they going to be going for some real strong cruiser play?
Yeah, it's a good question. Looking at the bans, it was Wooster and Nevsky. The Nevsky has been a pretty consistent ban. I've noticed that people really seem to dislike that 12 km radar and the ability to kite that the Nevsky possesses. So that wasn't a surprise. The Wooster is a little bit of a surprise. Looking at these maps, I mean, I suppose you do sometimes see a Wooster on Crash Zone Alpha. I don't often see a Wooster on Land of Fire. I never see a Wooster on Northern Waters. I do see, we have seen Woosters on North. A couple times. We saw them in the last BONKS versus QQ7 match there, where people will smoke up a Wooster open water out in the outside of the A cap, so that they can effectively, rain fiery hell on top of anybody who tries to contest the A cap.
Sure. Well, I have to wonder if that comes down to maybe a targeted ban. Like we saw Polarberg pulling out the Minotaur twice. I mean, it worked once, it didn't work the other time. Or, no, it almost worked once, but it did not work the other time. Still, having that clutch pocket pick, somebody that just really excels in a ship, could be something that they know, well, something we don't. But as the Wooster is banned, but the Harugumo is not, right. I assume we could see the Harugumo just fitting the bill instead.
Yeah, the big difference between the Harugumo and the Wooster, of course, the Harugumo cannot be citadel. The Harugumo also does not, god damn it. The Harugumo also does not possess radar or hydro. The hydro is the biggest part, because if you're sitting in smoke, you have to expect torpedoes, and with the hydro of the Wooster, you're much more able to handle that, I suppose. Oh, look at this. Okay, so I think we're almost ready here. These guys are readying up pretty quick. We even have Happa Fodder from Wargaming as a spectator along with us. A lot of big streamers are here watching with us, so we appreciate you guys sticking with us. I'm gonna go ahead and let chat know finals about to start. Please tell me that I swapped over onto... Yeah, okay, good. Just hasn't caught up yet, I suppose. So, all right. These guys are so goofy. The guys in chat. I'm pretty sure these guys are all friends too, SCCC and BONKS. So they're all having a bunch of jokes in chat. Oh, we're waiting on. I see. We're waiting on. We're waiting on some casters.
It looks like, I think a whole bunch of people wanted to get in on the show, and there was a post made in Discord, something about if you're casting this other game and you wanted to cast the finals, you need to stop. So I don't know if everybody did that.
Yeah.
I do feel a little sad for the folks in the losers bracket that are going unseen at the moment. I mean, the finals are the finals. Everybody's going to want to see them, but if only like maybe the loser bracket was postponed a little further out. But I don't know. Once you have the finals, can you really do something else? Maybe they could have put the finals like round 3, so to speak. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the problem with that is just, of course, that like it's the finals. We all want to do that. We all want to cast the finals because the finals are big and exciting. So,
I am still fairly rocked that 07 is not up in this bitch. As we've got, the old guard breaks way to the new guard, the BONKS, the SCCC. SCCC having been around for a long time, I believe. I've been around for 2 years, and I remember they were pretty firmly established by the point I came in. I don't know how long PEDS has been around, but it has spawned off multiple clans with PED 2 and then PEDZ? Or no, I think there was another one.
PEDS with 3s instead of E's.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, so similar, like 07 has a triple clan, the KS has a 3 clan, PEDS has 3 clans. I don't know about SCCC. I think they might have a second, but yeah, I don't think they've expanded out that big yet.
Yeah, by the way, I was thinking about what you said earlier about who who might be the oldest average age, you know what I mean? Of of a clan in COTS in the top 16 or so. I think it would either be TNG or KSC.
I was actually thinking that might be the case. Yeah. A lot of the folks in KS really do feel like they're kind of in their 30s and 40s. Yeah. I think there's some a little higher, some a little lower, I guess. But yeah, it's... I don't know if you can call them the old guard, but I do like the mature guard. I've enjoyed my time both in TNG and in KSC. It's really kind of fit my style, which has been pretty kicking. And I mean, I got a chance to meet a lot of folks, including the Bogster. So I've had many good times.
Oh yeah, brothers. Let me switch over to show the bands to everybody. These are our bands. So, yeah, I think the average age of TNG is about like 27, 28 to 30. There's a couple of us in our 30s, a couple of us in 20s and whatnot. There's a couple high schoolers and college kids, but generally pretty young adult to adult. Hey, we are underway here. Okay, let's giddy up. Oops.
It's happening.
There we go. Game 1 beginning. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get us started off with SCCC, if you don't mind. SCCC is going to be our green team today. So we have SCCC is a mixture this time of SCCC and players from Roxy, also known as Yikes, also known as Mauled, also known as Gaishu's Clan. So we're rocking a Montana, Ohio, double Des Moines, Nevsky, and triple gearing Kleber. I'm sorry, did the Nevsky get banned, or was that the Moskva?
Worcester Moskva was what it was.
Apologies.
Yeah, Nevsky the common ban, but they went for the uncommon ban with the Moskva. Then over on the other side with BONKS, we've got an Ohio and Yamato. Ohio for the rapid cycling heals, Yamato for the gigantic guns. We've got in Cruiserland a Des Moines, a Nevsky, and a Stalingrad. So only one real bow tanking kind of thing. And also going for the 4DD group of double gearing, Yu Yang, and Marceau. Having seen BONKS in the last set they were in, that Yu Yang may actually be a radar Yu Yang, and we're going to have to see how that's going to play out, as both Yu Yang and Marceau look to be heading toward Bravo.
Yep. So double 4DD comps. That's wordy. The 4DD comps coming in from both teams. That's the way I want to say it. With the SCCC team, they are taking a Gearing and a Des Moines centrally. Looks like we're going to see Everett's Gearing smoke up the Des Moines of Battleship Difference, as well where Yamamoto 1941's Kleber is going to be screeching his way down to A, with Signers Nest Gearing in tow, being backed up by the Nevsky of Devagogo and the Montana of Marin. Up on the north side, it's going to be a little lighter with Peregrinus' Ohio, Dark Angel AP's Des Moines, and Fuzzball's Gearing. Going to be the light side on C for SCCC.
Yeah, BONKS is committing the 2 destroyers to Bravo, the Yu Yang, which likely has radar, and Baobonk and the Marceau, both of which are kind of reversing toward the cap, although it looks like the Yu Yang of Cant Bonk pulled forward briefly. Maybe once they saw the smoke, they knew that a radar was going to be coming in. In this case, not going to be a Minotaur. This time, it's a Des Moines. Over on the Charlie side, there's a Gearing cutting wide with a Nevsky and Ohio of Uwunicum and Sergeant Hattie lingering. And the previous time we saw this match, that Ohio of Sergeant Hattie was able to land some shells in and take out a Minotaur. Looks like they were kind of delaying back just to see how this Bravo is going to develop in case they can get some guns on target. Over at Alpha,
Radar out.
Radar is out, and so are the shells. The Des Moines counter-radaring, going to see Cant Bonk and Baobonk. Some shells coming in. Looks like they're going to be going on the Gearing as the Des Moines is firmly behind the rock in safety, and the Gearing is simply pushed back. That's not going to result in much damage at all unless it's coming from the south, which it does not look like there are any firing lines. Bravo's going to be held by Cant Bonk at the moment. A few shells coming in from downtown, not going to connect. Currently, Bravo being taken. Alpha was actually ceded over to SCCC, and Chatbonk's Gearing is backing up to try to contest as Bonk's 4 ships get into position. Des Moines going wide, and the Stalingrad of Turret Bonk showing a lot of side to the Alpha cap as he moves into position.
Yeah, there we go. Dark Angel taking quite a bit of damage here as he's utilizing the smoke from Fuzzball's Gearing. Wow, that's stupid. I should have thought of that. As radar comes out from that Des Moines, it is going to see Battleship Nagato, but not for very long, as SCCC going to go ahead and pick up the C cap here, looking like. A now being reversed, as, boy, B is just a slugfest here, as the Des Moines of Battleship Difference and Everett's Gearing are trying so hard to stay nestled up against that rock, while Baobonk's Marceau is just looking for any excuse to get chip damage onto that Gearing that cannot heal. SCCC making the hard push around the southwestern side of the A cap, which they already have. This might actually be good for them because they're having already taken the cap and not really likely to lose it. They have a pretty strong ability here to take this side, push this side, and hopefully for them hold up Turret Bonk. As Torpedo's now coming out from the Kleber, he's going to be putting them into the rocks, but he's trying to find where that Des Moines of Azuki thighs. It's not Akizuki thighs. Sorry, we got that wrong last time. Looks like he is going to land one. Bang! That's a heavy hitting torpedo. 16k HP off the Des Moines right out of the gate.
Yes, Zuki Thighs has gotten into position only to find that position is being shelled down and loses about an entire third of his health to it. That's going to be some torpedo damage, and that doesn't buff out really easily. They've got some long shells coming in from mid, not going to connect as the Des Moines of the Thighs are snuggled up against their waifu. And yeah, a whole bunch of nothing going to happen there as Chatbonk is able to reverse and start to contest Alpha at the exact same time that Battleship Nagato has reversed in his Gearing over at Charlie to contest as well. The Gearing of Fuzzballs could reverse in until spotting Battleship Nagato and let the Des Moines of Dark Angel start to light into him. But it looks like Dark Angel's taken enough damage for the moment as he retreats behind an island into safety. Bravo continuing to be contested on both counts with the Yu Yang Marceau hanging out while the Des Moines Gearing hang out behind that island. The smoke has fallen, Battleship Difference is spottable, and Chorps are continuing to be thrown from Chatbonk's Gearing down in A.
Yeah, so we've seen this island get used a lot here. This island just south west of B, where usually a destroyer with smoke and a cruiser that's a relatively short-range, high DPM cruiser like a Minotaur or a Des Moines ends up coming in here basically just to provide some sort of deterrent to a bunch of different things. Looks like Battleship Difference is going to get bonked right on the nose by a torpedo from Chatbunk. Somebody pointing out in my chat very cleverly that this match, someone is going to get bonked or clubbed one way or another. But as of right now, it is anyone's game as the score is very close still. One cap apiece with one contested in the middle. Both both teams being very, very good about keeping close, about keeping, I want to say, a really close watch and hold on each of these caps. If you look at the mini map real quick, they are very close together. Everyone is just barely at the at sort of the limit of their detection ranges. That's something you can expect from really high skill ceiling players like these folks. They know exactly where the other guys are going to be. They know exactly what their detection range is, and oftentimes the cruisers will use the math difference between their own DD and themselves to have an idea of, well, if my DD's not spotted, I can be this close to them and not get spotted by anything else. It's one of those things you learn as you get really, really good at the game, but it's not easy to pull off. So that's what this looks like. If you look at that mini map, that's what that looks like.
One of the things that surprised me is that the gearing over at Alpha, SCCC's Sinner's Nest, did have to wait a while before able to resmoke, did resmoke for the Nevsky, and did not move in any kind of aggressive fashion toward the cap at all. What this meant was that Yamamoto 1941 became the spotter for Alpha Cap, a Kleber spotting as opposed to a gearing, as the gearing was pulled out of position and is going to start slinking around on that one line, looking maybe for some sort of cross torp. B is continuing to be under siege, Battleship Difference as well as Everett, taking shells as well as torpedoes, but none of which are connecting. Battleship Difference continues to hold the position, but not the cap. Right now, Bravo is uncontested and bleeding points there. It is falling to contest now, but while SCCC has been able to claw forward about a 34-point lead, one cap in the north, one cap in the south, both of those ticking points, BONKS was able to convert Bravo, but only for a short period of time before it was immediately pushed back onto, and the Yu Yang of Cantbach comes forward, pops radar to see if they can get a little more chisel damage on that gearing Des Moines. That's posing a huge problem for BONKS right now, and until they find a way to relieve that mid-pressure, I don't think these caps are going to convert in a meaningful way, and they will continue to be about 30 points behind.
Look at the fire coming in here onto Battleship Difference. This is exactly why BONKS chose to bring the radar Yu Yang, and it is 100% showing its strength, as Everett's gearing simply cannot stand here and wait while he just gets constantly shelled by stuff he cannot see because he's being radared from inside of his smoke. So we have the Kleber of Yamamoto 1941. He is scooting really quickly on the way back over here, probably to try and counter the Marceau of Baobonk, who I think we are about to see these guys go bump in the night here as Everett's gearing and Yamamoto's Kleber are about to run right into Baobonk. There it is, Kleber coming out. Has he hit the reload booster? Yes, he did. This is a whole bunch of French on French violence here. You hate to see that, as Baobonk looks like to be getting the worst of the trade at the moment. The Kleber, of course, I believe if the reload booster is used to its maximum effect, I believe a Kleber will actually out DPM a Marceau to death if given somewhat equal footing, but both players very skilled, juking a lot of this fire. It looks like neither will actually kill one another. However, lots and lots of fire coming in on Baobonk from multiple directions. Is he going to be able to get away with this? We'll have to see. Looks like he just might.
So Baobonk did get pinned, and he is being bonked down slowly, down to about 1,700. I think he's lit on fire, and that fire might stick. 800 points remaining. If he doesn't have a damage con, he is damned to be the first kill in this match. The Ohio of Peregrinas did move forward and took a Yu Yang Torp to the nose. That's going to slap... Wow, okay, and there's going to be the trade. Battleship Difference going down to a shell from a Yamato all the way down in the south. Broadbunk from J3 able to finally catch that corner and dislodge the radar. One thing that was definitely of note is that while Yamamoto 1941 was able to engage the Marceau of Baobonk, Everett in the gearing did not open up. He decided to use his constant spotting and invisible pressure to convert Bravo over to SCCC. Now, while BONKS was able to somehow claw that 30-point lead, it looks like SCCC is going to be moving back up as they've got a firm clasp on both Bravo and Alpha. They have, however, been contested at Charlie, but there is a Des Moines and Dark Angel with only 11,000 health, but he's got a radar and the will to use it as he's in smoke at this very moment.
Yeah, so early on we noticed that A was looking like it was going to be SCCC's main push side. When it looked to them a little earlier or a little later on as the match progressed that it wasn't going to be able to be something they just weren't going to be able to dig Azuki Thighs out of that corner over there. They made a very good play, which I think a very good play, which was to move Yamamoto's Kleber, which is very, very quick, out of the A side, bring him back over to B for the purpose of engaging the Marceau. When the Marceau was exposed a little bit, big hit on Uwu, and it comes Nevsky there. Looks like he took a torpedo while he was moving into the smoke. Smoke, of course, being a torpedo magnet. Where there is smoke, there would be torpedoes. Here come big shots coming in from Montana of Marin, missing Sergeant Hattie. But Peregrinus, of course, now taking shots back at the Nevsky. I can't tell if those were blind or not. If they were, those were damn good blind shots, but I suppose we should be expecting that sort of thing at this point. Sergeant Hattie now looks to be the target of choice as lots of shells coming in. He's a big fat Ohio, good armor, lots of HP, pretty stout ship, so he's going to be there tanking for a while, but BONKS will have to make a move out of this carefully, as it looks like the Nevsky could be getting in range of Fuzzballs' gearing up here in C. We'll see if he pops that radar soon and takes the fight to the Fuzzballs.
Sergeant Hattie's starting to take some damage, but there's one thing that's absolutely lacking right now on BONKS' path, which is any form of realistic spotting coming out of Chatbunk's gearing. He pulled back, snuggled up to an island, lost sight on basically all of the enemies from SCCC over on the A cap, as they have completely bailed, abandoning A, moving toward mid. They've secured Bravo, and with the additional resources headed their way, will only lock it down. Massive amounts of damage going into Sergeant Hattie as those torps from mid start to come through and the reinforcements arrive to start shelling down additional hits. That's going to be the end of an Ohio. Suddenly, SCCC moving so many assets up, they've already secured Bravo. If they take the long game, they're going to be swinging over and somehow securing Charlie. The Des Moines and Yamato of BONKS, still a bit flat-footed all the way down on the IJ line, are going to have to get in gear if they want to catch up with this rotation and stay relevant.
Yeah, for a second there I was concerned that SCCC might have overcommitted to their falling back from A, but that allowed them to get enough guns to make use of those really, really solid torpedo strikes onto Sergeant Hattie's Ohio and finish him off before he could make his turn and head away. Now, with Battleship Nagato's gearing taking a lot of damage from Fuzzballs up here in the C cap, it looks like SCCC going to take C back without too much of a problem, without too much fuss. The question here is, will BONKS be able to wrap up SCCC up the 1-2 line with those ships in A that are now essentially free to move forward? This looks at the moment SCCC's sort of game to lose, but that being said, Peds is only down by one ship. The health is still relatively same, about between 210 to 250,000 each. The points are still very close. It's only a 40-point difference. It is still it's now 1 cap to 2. There is no longer a contested cap as Battleship Nagato was pushed off, but still a very, very close match here. We just need to see from BONKS, BONKS needs to figure out a way to get these resources that are down here at A back into the fight as quickly as possible.
They've got the Des Moines running up the 2 line as we speak, and as it's probably a unique / legendary whatever, I'm sure he's able to rocket forward at a moment's notice. But the Des Moines is entering open water into a contested area with a Montana to his north. Not a fun situation for a Des Moines to be in. Right now, Charlie is the center of the play as the Gearing Kleber are marching toward to run down Battleship Nagato and then pincer and kill the Nevsky of Uwunicum, which are isolated and easily going to be cut off from the rest of their team. With those assets rotated up from SCCC, they're going to be able to bolster the Bravo cap while BONKS is moving into position to try to siege. But for right now, B is held, Charlie is held, and the Yu Yang of Cantbonk takes withering amounts of fire as he runs from the Bravo cap, unable to contest, but those shells not coming in to find him. So the next thing on the chopping block going to be Battleship Nagato and Uwunikam already taking shells from Dark Angel AP, no longer constrained by the existence of an Ohio in the nearby area. I expect this Des Moines to get pretty frisky in the coming moments with the 2 DDs already charging down the gearing.
Yeah, so Cantbonk already taking a whole bunch of damage there as he was radared by the Nevsky of Devagogo, but as soon as that radar went out, Cantbonk says, I am back in this with only 1,500 HP, but at the same time he goes, I know I cannot be seen here. Oh, down goes Battleship Nagato's gearing. He was run down once again by the Clever of Yamamoto and Fuzzballs' gearing, who tag-teamed him. That's going to be huge. It is now SCCC wrapping up BONKS on the south side. There remains only the Nevsky of Uwunikam, who's still up there, who's going to be a thorn in their side, but with only 15,000 HP on a Nevsky, he's not going to be able to do too much. The only thing Uwunikam can do, and there goes his radar, is really just provide delaying tactics, I suppose, at best. Sorry, I'm trying to keep watch on the A cap as the Des Moines is taking some withering fire there, as well as also keep watch on this Nevsky. A lot going on. These teams are both, well, they're both very good. These guys are doing a great job.
Right now, there is some trading in Bravo between gearings. Everett taking a few nasty shots from Chatbonk, while Cantbonk and Yu Yang is blocking Bravo. That being said, if we look at the timer, SCCC wins in 2 minutes 45 seconds, as opposed to BONKS' win in 6 minutes 57. BONKS does not win on one cap. They're going to need a second cap. They're going to need kills. And if we look over in the north, the Uwunikam is shoved right up against the wall, and he's got shells coming in from a whole lot of different directions, some from a Colbert, some from a Des Moines, and that's going to be the end of Uwunikam. That's even more points going over to SCCC. I believe Cantbonk probably just got spotted with the radar. I can't see, it's not showing me. I think actually he is. They've got some shells coming out, 1,400. If he goes down, that absolutely seals game one. Shells coming in from all directions, and he's not moving. That's going to do it. Down goes Frazier. Down goes BONKS.
Game one going to SCCC, but a very, very good match. I mean, that was pretty solid, I gotta say. That was probably one of the most finessed matches we've seen. Neither of these teams really gave up any ground they didn't have to. Neither team played passively or too conservatively. These guys made a hell of a match out of that. I could see these games go either way the whole time. So really looking forward to the second map. The next one we have is Northern Waters. Also still a pretty spread out map, but not quite as spread out as Crash Zone Alpha. We'll see if both teams stick with the 4 DD strat or whether they drop down to 3. So far this series, we have seen 4 DD strats work very well on Northern Waters regardless. Crash Zone Alpha, Northern Waters, and Trap seem to be the best maps for 4 DD strats, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm sorry, my mind is still recovering. That really was all the way to the wire, and if any indication of what we're going to see, this may go all the way to a game 5, as they were legit going back and forth, trading back and forth. Looks like both teams have actually, in fact, studied what the other team expects to do and moved to counterplay it. We got to see BONKS pulling something that we saw in a prior match, and yet SCCC was already prepared for it. They'd already moved their ships, and they were able to brace that center island for a long period of time until the shells of a Yamato were able to course over an island and somehow unlock it. Even still, the ability for SCCC to pull all their assets out of A, nope, we're done with this, ripped it on back, and then somehow made the plays up north. If those Peds hadn't landed into the Ohio, I think it would have been a different game, but as soon as the Ohio went down, Charlie got completely unlocked. That was 2 kills on the board waiting to be chopped right in half, as well as a cap that was going to bleed points over SCCC's way, and there's just no coming back. Moving forward, can I expect to see 4 destroyers every game? I mean, personally, in all the games that I've seen, the people that have more destroyers tend to win. DDs win games. The pressure that they give is amazing, unless you can kill the DDs, which either means you've got to bring destroyers and force those destroyers to get kills, or you have to bring cruisers that are getting damage on destroyers, are driving them off their objectives, are making plays. If you let the DDs live, you give away the map.
Yeah, it's true. And frankly, I mean, neither of these teams allowed really anything to be taken for granted. Sergeant Hattie, of course, pushing up there, getting a little aggressive, and then getting torpedoed down and focused was unfortunate for them. Possibly the only mistake made during the game, but I don't really feel like many mistakes, if any, happened. The sort of mating dance that happened in B around that island regarding the Gearing and the Des Moines and the Yu Yang and the Marceau and the Kleber, like it was all just, it was like dancing. It was beautiful to see as these guys, they just sort of know where everything is going to be at any given time, which means they have excellent communication. It means they have excellent map awareness, and it means they also have excellent knowledge of what can I get away with so that I can make a decision and choose and do it quickly. So congratulations to SCCC for taking the first match. I'm sure BONKS is going to come back this match and redouble their efforts.
Do you think on Northern Waters we're going to see pretty much what we saw before, where they're going to try to ram that Des Moines in on the one line to claim that Alpha Island and just become the like incredibly hard to dislodge obnoxiousness? Or do you think they're going to try to come up with some kind of fast moving strat to blitz through and past the island, claim it, and then maybe wrap on some vulnerable assets in the south?
Yeah, great question. I think that we're going to see, I really do think that we're gonna see BONKS use their Z52 strategy of hydroing the center cap. That's a big part of how this map gets played oftentimes. The question is, SCCC and BONKS are both good clans that are going to do their research. They're going to go back, they're going to watch the strategies of the opposing teams, and they're going to say, well, okay, we know BONKS does that. We know, if I haven't seen an SCCC game yet this series, but if SCCC is doing the thing of dropping a Marceau at the middle island, well, we've seen that before. we've seen them do that in multiple. We've seen teams do that in multiple matches. So I guess we'll see as the game's kicking off here.
Yep, no time to wait here. That's going to be directly into go, go, go.
Okay, so let me go ahead and get us started with BONKS. We swapped sides here, guys. So BONKS is now green, and SCCC is now red. So coming in from BONKS, we have Ohio Yamato. We have double Des Moines Nevsky. We are sticking with 4 destroyers in Gearing Kleber. Once again, the Z52, and once again, Yu Yang, which I'm assuming is going to be a radar Yu Yang this time, unless they swapped him over to Smoke, and they want to use him to smoke up a pair of Des Moines on one of the 2 sides.
Well, I spoke a little bit about destroyers, and this time SCCC is putting themselves in the deficit. They've got a Shikishima for those gigantic guns, and Ohio for the fast cycling heals, 2 Nevskys, 2 Des Moines, and only 3 destroyers. They've got a Z52 for the presence of the Hydro threat. They've got a Harugumo, and they've also got a Gearing. But is that enough destroyers, Bogsy?
I mean, in this series and the way things have gone so far, I can't imagine there's ever such a thing as enough destroyers. However, we do see the Harugumo, which you had originally predicted would be a replacement for the banned Wooster. I'm guessing Peds targeted SCCC specifically with that Wooster ban, and SCCC has sort of gone, all right, fine. We'll use the smoke from the Harugumo to smoke up either the Nevsky or the Des Moines, which looks like that's what's going to happen here. Probably the Des Moines, I would say. And then they might just spot with the Haru, or they might even open water with it, although I think that's asking to lose some HP, frankly. Coming in on the east side for SCCC is going to be Gearing Nevsky and Des Moines of Battleship Difference, who looks like he's going to take a bit more of a central position as double Z52 going to attempt to hydro each other from across the B cap. Looks like neither actually going to make an attempt to dive the island, as they're both going to butt wiggle and cap from the edge. I don't think the hydros will reach across the entirety of the cap, so these 2 may just be sitting here for quite some time.
And I think it looks like Fuzzballs has not actually popped his Hydro. Maybe he hasn't encountered it just yet, but there is a little bit of a victory condition if you can scare the other Z52 into popping their hydro first. If yours is the one that lasts an additional 10, 20, 30, 40 seconds, that means that the other Z52 can't spot you while you are spotted and going to have to bail. Chatbonk doing just that as the Des Moines lights off his radar before the Z52 pops his hydro. That's going to give more long-term presence as far as who can control B, and we'll have to see if Chatbonk in the Z52 just hangs out and has to wait out that hydro of potentially up to about 3 minutes. Fuzzball's proccing the hydro now at 17:27 in the game, and Battleship Difference feels the Battleship Difference as it balances him down by about 15,000 health.
Broadbonk once again making those clutch shots there. Nice to see Battleships once again being so efficacious. Is that a word? Efficacious? Effective? I don't know.
Effective is a good one. I don't know.
Effective is a good word. That's fine. Okay, Torpedo's going across the map here from Battleship Nagato's gearing. He is hoping to land a hit on either Everett's gearing, or sorry, Everett's Haragumo or Devagogo's Nevsky. These look pretty solid. They might connect with Everett here if, oh my goodness, he could very well get one. Everett slowing down. Is the Haru too fat? No, it's not. It's going to manage to get away. It was exactly, oh, so quickly. Yamamoto's Nevsky getting dev struck. I missed it. It was a torpedo strike from the Yu Yang of Can't Bonk. That is huge. I'm sorry, I didn't see it, folks. That's big. So SCCC already down one ship so far. As excuse me, I just burped. God, I'm a fucking animal. As the C side of SCCC now having lost one of their major pieces on this board to contest C.
Yeah, that's devastating. There's no other way to look at it. Can't Bonk being able to reverse into Charlie, and the gearing of Sinner's Nest cannot contest. Uwunicum already is bow in toward Charlie, looking to immediately come in and claim this cap with both radar as well as guns. The gearing of Sinner's Nest is just going to have to watch helplessly or potentially bail. If he leaves Charlie now, he might find a use somewhere else. Maybe the gearing in Z52 able to rush down and make a play on Chatbonk. But at the moment, Sinner's Nest is, well, potentially spotting something, but doing nothing other than that. Over in Bravo, it continues to be Z on Z staring contest with the Des Moines kind of watching over it, but not able to do anything at the moment. Battleship Difference just kind of sitting there. However, we do note that Battleship Nagato's gearing for Bonks has been devastated. It's been slapped sideways with only 4,000 health remaining. It has done its job, dropping the smoke to get Turret Bonk into position. However, Turret Bonk is being sieged now by not only a Nevsky, but also a Haragumo. Looks like they're going to stop firing at him as they're backing off, trying to pick a new attack lane. The Des Moines got to the island first, and you gotta respect it. Azuki Thighs holding coverage over the A-cap. I don't see a way in on this, though Marin is taking the Shikishima quite close for a battleship that has a pretty exposed citadel. Might actually be looking to pressure the cap with the hull of the gigantic Shikishima to try to force a play, as opposed to throwing in a destroyer to get radared and murdered.
Yeah, so what we're seeing here, of course, is SCCC trying to figure out, well, we lost a key component of our east side push. So what do we do here? We've got the majority of our resources now stacked up at A. But Bonks put the Des Moines at A. So how exactly is it that you take advantage of that spot? And the answer is, I don't know. That's why I'm not in the finals. That's why I'm casting. So Marin's Shikishima, like you said, getting really close up here. When a Shikishima or a Yamato go toe-to-toe with each other, it oftentimes becomes an RNG game of who can land the most shells through the nose. And oh, good grief. Sinner's Nest taking so much damage over there on the east side for SCCC, the gearing being pushed out as Bonks knows they have the initiative over there. Marin pushing super far into A. I don't quite know what he's thinking here. He's much smarter than I am, but I have yet to figure it out. He might be the sacrificial lamb that's needed to allow Everett and Devagogo to push up and try to dig out Turret Bonk. But even then, I'm just not sure. Battleship Differences Des Moines, there could be a factor in trying to keep SCCC from being wrapped up by the eastern flank of Bonks. But even then, as soon as Battleship Difference gets spotted, Broad Bonk's Yamato is going to have a field day with him.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a gambler's situation where if you start getting in the hole and you figure, well, I'm not trying to gamble to win, I'm just trying to gamble not to lose, you can dive deeper and deeper and deeper into that hole, and it looks like the Shikishima just got thrown in. Will the bottom continue to fall out from underneath SCCC as Everett is taken down to 5,000, trying to smoke in, Turret Bonk wrapping around the island and having those 203s right into the side of the Haragumo. He gets off some torps right in the end there. I don't know if they're going to connect, but they do look pretty good. Des Moines going to rush out into the open. He's still going to eat 2, and that's going to finish him. We got a Des Moines Nevsky pushing Alpha, trying to make plays, but they are against a Des Moines, a Yamato, and a Gearing. The Yamato being able to shoot directly through the nose of the Des Moines, that's probably going to hurt, as Sinner's Nest once is now thrown into the SCCC hole. BONKS taking a devastating lead over already, pushing through the Charlie Cap, looking to wrap, and Ohio Peregrinus is running. And we've got the Kleber of Baobonk moving over toward Bravo to assist Chatbonk, who's lost a fair bit of hull, but I think the 2v2 situation with the Ohio coming in behind, Bravo is not going to be holding on very long.
No, no, indeed. I think that BONKS is using their 1-loss to 4-loss advantage here to make that horseshoe that we always want to see. As the Yu Yang of Cantbonk he's going way, way out there into the south to push the Ohio of Peregrinus further and further back and open up more exposed sides onto these SCCC guys. As SCCC just trying desperately now to figure out a way to hold on to their gains. As yes, A does in fact get folded into SCCC. It's now 2 caps to 1. However, SCCC at such HP and ship disadvantage, very likely about to lose. And BONKS about to lose Azuki Thighs. If Azuki Thighs goes down, there is a possibility that SCCC could consolidate some of these gains, but I am starting to fail to see how.
Well, the risk did pay off, and SCCC, they lost to Shikishima, but they gained an A cap. And kills might net you 60-point swing, something of that nature, but caps are forever, and they're going to be chiseling points away, up, trying to catch into this 230-point difference. Akazuki Thigh is going to channel even more points their way, swinging it down to 120 points behind. Now, SCCC looking in the face of a Yamato. Yamato's not going to want to push a Des Moines in the sense that it doesn't want to get shot in the face by it, but that being said, there are 2 of them, and it could be a bit of a pinch. Yam yet to commit at the moment. Also, we did see another Des Moines go down as Bravo has fallen. Baobonk decided to take the ram, or try to go for it, ends up killed the ship before he got there, and some shells going to come in. They are going to trade. Z52 goes down, and Bravo is now wide open for the Z52 of Chatbonk, and Uwuna comes Nevsky, while the Ohios continue to duke it out in the south. And A, currently held by SCCC, what will the Yamato do?
Well, this very much looks like a match that's going to be wrapped up shortly here by BONKS. BONKS very likely going to take game 2. We've seen 1 club and 1 bonk so far. That is the state of the game we're playing, ladies and gentlemen, bonking and clubbing. And so very interesting to see that BONKS came back strong, very strong. And I would say that this match pretty much fell apart for SCCC as soon as that major hit on the Nevsky occurred. I'm so sorry, everybody, as well, that I did miss that. I was not looking. I try really hard to keep as much of the map in my field of vision as possible. I only zoom in here and there for, I suppose, swing moments. Swing! But I did miss that one. So that was pretty much where things started to go sideways for SCCC. Now clinging to the A cap only with 3 ships versus, 6 for BONKS. My instinct tells me though that this series may go all the way to 5 games. Both of these teams have played so well so far. I believe I think SCCC may be trying to save everybody some time here, as Dark Angel is going to do his best USS Johnston impersonation and attempt to solo the Yamato.
Well, I mean, he's got no other options at this point. They need a kill, and the only kill they're going to find is either the gearing that's on the other side of the Yamato or the Yamato itself. So Nevsky and Des Moines trying to make plays, pushing out, trying to run down the Yamato instead of just brawling him at a distance. And that's going to open water against the side of a Nevsky, which is going to exert multiple shells into oof. And down goes Dark Angel AP. Devagogo still in A, still holding A, but it's 2 ships to 6, with Peregrinus stuck down on the J line, still trying to duel in Ohio as some Yu Yang Torps are coming in to see if they can find any purchase on that hull. Yamato going to be taking shots at a Nevsky. Don't really know if the Yamato can Citadel a Nevsky, depending on if that's just going to overpen even the weak armor of the Citadel. But we do see that the Nevsky is bow in, so if those shells hit, those shells are going to lodge, and that's going to hurt. 2 minutes 40 seconds till points take it, but I do believe the kills are going to make it a little bit faster with Peregrinus 6,000 health.
Devagogo deciding that it's morphin time, and he is morphing into a Power Ranger. Go Devagogo, as he is attempting to handle the Yamato on his own as he gets shot in the side by Uwunicum. That's the end of game 2. It goes to BONKS. All right. Game 2, BONKS. We have ourselves a series, folks. It is 1-1. Both teams on the board. Triple C has firmly been placed in horny jail for game 2.
My chat has informed me that your word was in fact a word. Efficacious? Efficacious? I don't know.
I think it just means effective and useful, and yeah, I really am not sure, but
sure. Yeah,
I use the word anyway, so I'm sticking with it.
Those torps coming through on Charlie, finding that Nevsky, it completely opened the flank. Without radar pressure, without Nevsky pressure, well, they just walk forward. They walk forward and they take it, and that's exactly what they did. The Nevsky, no F's given, charged right into C, got the radar off as Sinner's Nest got chewed up from behind while he was, crap, I gotta run now. And that went a whole bunch of nowhere. The Ohio had to bail. When an entire section of the map collapses so dramatically, you have to make plays somewhere else. And that's exactly what we saw SCCC try to do as they rammed that Shikishima up into Alpha. It took a lot of damage. And if directives tracking potential damage mattered in training rooms, I'm pretty sure he could have clocked about 2, maybe 3 million potential on that one. But unfortunately they don't, and the ship went down. But ACAP did go to SCCC. But C continued to avalanche over, then that took B, and then eventually it took A as well, ending the game. That one loss of a Nevsky completely breaking the front line of SCCC's dreams for game 2. BONKS ties it up.
Yep. Very glad, personally, to see that. I'd like this game to go a while, because these guys are, doing great. These are delightful matches to cast. Everyone is pretty slick. Everyone is pretty crisp and clean and efficient. Everyone is exhibiting a lot of initiative and it's great. Like, when you come to watch the most competitive event in the entirety of World of Warships, you want to see folks, confident, and you want to see them effective. And so far, I feel like in both games, we've seen that from both of these teams. So looking forward to game 3 here. Game 3 is going to be played on Land of Fire. Excuse me, Jesus, I need to be put out to pasture or something.
I don't know your dinner party involved, but if it was like some laughing gas that got stuck in there and it's just trying to find its way out.
It's because I'm drinking a Pellegrino because I'm bougie. I'm drinking some sparkling water. That's right. There's Peregrinus on the SCCC team. I'm drinking some Peregrinus. It's making me a little bubbly.
That, sir, is a Twitch clip. So, looking at Land of Fire, I'm sure we're going to see some form of Minotaur, Des Moines, something or other being shoved on the center island in Bravo. If they don't, however, I think they might be able to get away with the Z-52. The Z-52 may fall to pressure, but that Z-52 can get a lot of information on what's going on with B and potentially hard light whatever's in smoke on the other side of that island for people to start shooting at from angles. That, if that's going to start driving out whatever's there, Des Moines, whatever it is, that could unlock the map in an interesting way if a radar cruiser falls. I don't know if either team is going to be willing to risk putting a cruiser on that island with the prevalence of the Z-52 that we've seen time and time and time again. Also over at the Charlie Cap, they've got that divider, which again, a Z-52 could excel at. And I would have to wonder if we see a Daring potentially over at A, unless they're able to kind of sneak a cruiser in there, because a Daring with only its 3-kilometer hydro does have excellent gunplay, as well as a heal, something that we just don't see very often in this current Marceau kill stuff, Z-52C stuff, and Gearing smoke stuff meta.
Okay. I'm reading in chat here that our referee for the day, who is the annoying Italian, I can neither confirm nor deny that, has stated that the final GGWP versus Ayame game will be done in about 3 to 5 minutes, and that we are going to wait to begin the third match in this series, so that any casters who want to come over from that match can come over and cast match 3. So, in the meantime here, I need to give my voice a tiny little bit of a rest.
Yeah, I'm good for a short break. So, folks in chat, we guess we'll see you in about 5 to 7 minutes, because I'm sure they'll give them a little time to get in, and then a little time to get set up, and then a little time before we go. So, see y'all in 5 to 10 minutes.
So looks like they are attempting to go ahead and get started here. We have new streamers coming in, and they tried to start, and the server overloaded. Rest in pieces.
All right, seems to take that time though.
Yep, it took that time. So here we go, getting ready for Game 3, SCCC versus BONKS in King of the Sea, Season 12. Okay, so we are here on Land of Fire this time. I'm going to go ahead and get us started with, let's see, who do I have on my side here? I'll go ahead and get us started with SCCC this time. We're going to be seeing Ohio Yamato. We're going to be seeing Des Moines, Salem, Henri, interesting choice, Stalingrad, 3 DDs in the form of Daring, Kleber, and Marceau. So no long-range torpedo boats coming in from SCCC, instead swapping out for 2 French bullies and 1 Daring, and a very interesting choice of the Henri.
Over on the other side with BONKS, we've got the Ohio Yamato, Yamato with the big shells that hit from all angles, and the Ohio with the rapid cycling heels. We've got a Nevsky, a Venezia, a Des Moines, and a Salem. A little surprised to see a Des Moines Salem. Why one instead of both? But we have for the destroyers a Marceau, a Gearing, and a Yu Yang. So the Yu Yang's going to be bringing some more utility than what's on the other side. But again, the Daring has a 3-kilometer hydro as well as a heel. It's not the 6-kilometer hydro of the Z52, but it's something significant. Maybe the Yu Yang can counter it though.
Absolutely. So we were both wrong. We were expecting a Z52. We did not get a Z52, but instead we got the Yu Yang. We got French DDs, and well, yeah. So BONKS go ahead and bringing the Gearing for the long-range torpedo threat, and pushing 2 DDs of the 3 up into the B cap already. We're gonna have to go ahead and see if SCCC responds by having Yamamoto's Kleber join him in B, just coming around the other side. It doesn't look like it. It looks like Yamamoto, to me, is going to be taking a beeline for the A-cap. And unless for some reason either the Des Moines or the Venezia of Unicum decides to contest him by also diving A, I believe that is the Kleber's cap to lose. Marceau, also from SCCC, diving in for the C-cap, but I don't know that he's going to get there in any appreciable amount of time to make a difference before the Nevsky can get radar off, which there it goes. Fuzzball spotted.
Yeah, shells are out onto fuzzballs, but that is going to be the speeding afterburner train that is a Marceau, and shells, one of them actually connecting, but a lot of them just falling off to the side. How far away does he have to go to get out of radar? Turns out nowhere. 12-7 away from the Nevsky at this point. Radar no longer connecting as the Nevsky has started firing and turned out as the shells come in already. Marceau's going to be back into Charlie, contesting, not halfway through the cap contest, but restarting it already with the Gearing not in position to battle it out. The Des Moines of Dark Angel is going to be taking a spot to secure Charlie, which the Marceau will be able to claim. Over in Bravo, the double DDs of BONKS have not yet sprung a trap trying to jump on the Daring, not using the radar, instead just taking B in peace, knowing that the Daring is there, probably with some RPF information, but not making any moves to dislodge it. Over Alpha, the Kleber has handily taken it for SCCC, as there's simply no destroyer to challenge him. Venezia Des Moines are moving up on the 2 line, looking to take solid positions as opposed to rushing. The Venezia does offer the ability to act as though it's a DD with its moving smoke screen, but it's still going to take a while before it can threaten A in any real sense.
That's right. And so one thing to note here is that SCCC has chosen to move this Des Moines very aggressively up into a spot just northwest of the C-cap. That's not a bad position. However, he is exposed. If BONKS can get a few of their cruisers out here onto the 9 or 10 line, they will be able to effectively shell Dark Angel's Des Moines without really much recourse for him to do. So that's going to be interesting. If it were a Stalingrad, I would say it's in very, very dangerous position, but because it is a Des Moines with relatively good stealth and the ability to back up and accelerate pretty quickly because of its legendary module, I'm going to say he's in a little bit less of a dangerous position here, but we'll see if Baobonk only fans and the Salem of Turret Bonk or Sergeant Hattie's Ohio match. Oh, here come the big shells of the Ohio. Let's see if he gets something. Does he get a piece? He gets a little piece.
He gets
a little
some,
piece.
He knocks a few crumbs off the cookie that is Dark Angel, but he's still ensconced in the cookie jar, unable to be dislodged. Alpha and Charlie still claimed in SCCC's possession, and there we see Uwunakum's Venezia popping his smoke, moving forward the Des Moines of Azuki Thighs, but the smoke is already down. That being said, they've claimed a lot of space, though the shells of the Yamato from Marin are in on the Des Moines. Looks like they're going to fall behind. 40,000 health remaining on the Des Moines, but a Kleber opening up as well as a Henry. The Venezia not committing to A, turning out instead to run as the Yamato guns bark once more, shells coming in. They do not connect. They take a little piece of crumbs, but half the cookie has been chewed up. Azuki Thighs looking to get to that island so that he can try to heal back up. Kleber of Yamamoto being forced off by the Venezia and the Des Moines, but still a threat, still looking to move in. Yet more shells, not on the Des Moines this time, into Uwunakum, not going to connect. That's going to be A, falling to Bonks, unless this Kleber gets really frisky.
Over here in B, obviously, we have two DDs attempting to push out the single daring of Signer's Nest. Signer's Nest blocking that cap. I believe he is now out. B already mining some points for Bonks. It looks to me that the Balbonks Marceau is effectively just trying to wiggle around the center and find shots on whomever he can, attempting to light some fires and farm Marin's Yamato, which he should be able to do essentially scot-free for the moment, as long as the Yamato stays lit. Fires here could prove very efficacious. Hell yeah, as time goes on. Big hit there. The shells of Yamato finally connecting with Uwunakum's Venezia, taking 10 grand off of him. As back over here at sea, things are pretty much just a staring contest, despite how many ships are in such close proximity here. I'm going to try and keep as much visible as possible here. Turret Bont taking a very, very aggressive move up from one island to the next. Not even on the full flank, but actually just on the, just sort of around the inside of it. So we'll see here if Marceau's torpedoes can connect with him, or if Dark Angel opens up on him while he's broadside.
Well, I think the thing to watch is going to be Dark Angel's Des Moines. Evidently, those crumbs were pretty tasty, and Sergeant Hattie wants to take a bite out of that cookie and has moved up to get angles on him. Dark Angel does not have a way out, kind of like the M&M that's locked in some lady's car on a commercial. This one's eventually going to get chewed up, as that M&M's looking pretty tasty. Turret Bonk moving up in the Salem is still safe from the guns of Peregrinus' Ohio, and while Battleship Difference is able to continually push out fire onto the Ohio, those guns are too big and Dark Angel is too tasty. He is going to eventually go down with a Salem and an Ohio on top of him. Strangely enough, Sergeant Hattie actually backing up, blocking his line of shot to the Des Moines. Perhaps the Des Moines went dark was the gearing of Battleship Nagato had to smoke up against the Fuzzball's aggressive play from the Marceau.
Yeah, so Fuzzball's very aggressive here. It's astounding his knowledge of, hey, here's where I can get to at the moment. There's the radar from Balbonk OnlyFans. He's going to be able to shoot at Fuzzballs if the rock isn't blocking him, which I believe it is at the moment, not for very long. Battleship Nagato trying to get some shots in. Turret Bonk trying to get some shots in. We'll see if Hattie even joins in. Here comes the Nevsky attempting to shoot Fuzzballs. Fuzzball's an excellent DD player. He is juking an enormous amount of this fire, but there's only so much you can do as chunk after chunk after chunk comes in. 3 ships firing at him at once. He is trying so hard to mitigate that damage, but it's just not happening. He's just getting whittled away here. Lots and lots of HP lost for what gain? I'm not sure. Is this enough to actually get him down here? It depends on whether Hattie gets another shot off from the Ohio and then connects. I believe Fuzzballs is on fire. 1214. The fire is out. 917. He's so close. Do the Nevsky shells connect? No, not yet. They're still shooting at him. I believe he is actually going to get away with this.
I think he gets out there, but he may have jumped on the grenade for Dark Angel. Unfortunately, yeah. Fuzzball's still remaining with limbs that seem to work. They functionally must be slightly attached to his body, as most of his ship has been ripped out from it. Functionally, at this point, an invalid. He's got to run. He's got torps that he can chuck over his shoulder, but there's no way that Fuzzballs can contest anything until the very end of the match with a wing and a prayer. He did, however, get his buddy out. Dark Angel able to reverse really far into the guns of the Yamato from Broadbunk. Nope, able to pull forward just before that sandwich came closed upon him, and more shells coming in. Sergeant Hattie looking for a new target. It's gonna be Dark Angel, and if Dark Angel is as lit as one has to assume he is, I don't think he's long for this world. But what we need to see is Battleship Nagato taking an aggressive position to get something showing. He's gonna start taking Charlie. The Marceau has been destroyed, basically. The Salem, Ohio are off, unable to assist. This Gearing has a free cap if he wants to take it, but right now he's still conservative in his position in a way that I think is not going to help his team. SCCC up by 80 points at the moment, 70 to 80 points. If Dark Angel goes down, it's going to be a swing, and it hasn't happened yet.
Coming over here at C, Sergeant Hattie going for the ram on Peregrinus. He gets it. He does not get his shots off on Battleship Difference, though. This is huge for SCCC on C because Turret Bonk much lower in HP. However, Battleship Difference coming around the corner looks... I don't know if he's going to actually come around broadside. He is. He's going to show his Citadel to Turret Bonk. This is insane. What are you thinking, sir? Did he lose his guns? Turret Bonk has to have lost his guns, or maybe his guns aren't looking. I don't know what happened there. Turret Bonk not looking at a broadside Salem right in front of him. There it goes. Here's a huge hit from those Citadels with those AP shells. I don't know what I just saw. Jeez. Turret Bonk, I owe you an apology. I am a foolish man, and you are a god. That's why you are in... that's why you're in finals. Wow, that was some spicy stuff that just happened there. On the 10 line, we watched two Ohios collide, kill each other, and then we watched two Salems nearly collide, and one went from 50-something thousand to dead, while the other was barely looking at him. I'm speechless.
It seems it did come down to the Battleship Difference as BONKS moved forward and was able to catch the ram with their low health Ohio into a damn fresh Ohio that was running down the 10 line looking to make a play. Hattie was blocked from being able to shoot the Salem in the face, but Turret Bonk with the slick moves was able to somehow pull it out, for some reason forgetting that his turrets were there, but with the name Turret Bonk, one has to assume that those are going to land, and they ended up doing it. Dark Angel under siege from multiple lanes of fire now that the battleships have gone to sleep, and the gearing of Battleship Nagato finally leaving his smoke screen and going to be moving over to Charlie somewhat soon. Turret Bonk going to be getting off the 10 line, same thing with Bow Bonk only fans. They'll be entering the battle 2 to 3 minutes from now. So what are we seeing? We're seeing a push by SCCC. Kleber, Daring, Marceau, Stalingrad. SCCC has no time to waste, knifing through the Bravo cap, looking to collapse on Alpha and take whatever they find with them. The Yamato of Marin is pushing forward, as is the Henry is continuing to get into the fight. The A is being contested, and the Death Squad over at Bravo is moving in, trying to find something to drag down.
So SCCC still has a chance here. They're down by 2 ships, but they're about to eclipse BONKS on point. It is currently 1 cap only for SCCC and 2 contested. However, BONKS is about to flip C. What needs to happen here, if SCCC does not want to get run down here, Yamato of Marin has to come around. He has to destroy Azuki thighs. Down goes Broadbonk's Yamato. Holy crap! That was a huge hit through the nose by Marin's Yamato. That was amazing. I didn't quite catch how much HP was still left on the BONKS Yamato, but that's huge. So Azuki Thigh is now in extraordinarily dangerous circumstances. He needs to shoot as much as he can onto these guys as BONKS trying to make use of I guess this ball of SCCC here. I don't know if that was enough for SCCC. This is huge though. Oh, Des Moines of Azuki Thighs getting absolutely skunked, and down he goes. SCCC just 100% bought their way back into this match. They're up by over 200 points at this point. Oh my goodness, BONKS must get their ships back from the east. They must start contesting B, which they just did. We got a match, folks.
Ha 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 goes the Henry as he claps down the thighs of Azuki, and that's going to finish off the hopes of holding A, as Marin has now rounded the corner, getting his guns afield. Ships coming over from BONKS out of Charlie, still minutes away, reinforcements not yet able to be counted on. However, that massive push through Bravo was devastating to SCCC, as the Daring, the Kleber, the Marceau, the Stalin bled health for their aggressive movements. They have not lost Bravo, as Bonk is taking withering amounts of fire. Bonk trying to move in, and Uwuna come down to 11,000, able to limp away somehow as the Nevsky gearing about to show up. Salem of Turret Bonk still probably 2 minutes out. Can they hold as the reinforcements are still minutes away? Can't Bonk still taking shots but not landing. Uwuna come down to 8,000. More shells coming in from the Henry of Devagogo. Some land taking him down to 7. That's going to be a smoke. Cant Bonk and Bao Bonk have to get out, but they are unwilling, trying to hold Bravo as best they can. Bao Bonk is aiming to see if he can skirt the torps. He does. That's going to be a slicing through the needle, but Cant Bonk down to 1,200 health. He's no longer spotted. No more shells coming in. It looks like Bravo may actually fall to Bonks, and they need this. They are down 208 points right now. They cannot let B fall, and that's exactly what they've committed to, and that has what they have achieved.
The Bao Bonk OnlyFans Nevsky here in a very precarious position as he finds himself public enemy number 1. Lots and lots of fire coming on him. It is astounding to see how this match has developed, as it basically spiraled where each side sort of enveloped the other, and now we're just looking at a pure East versus West fight. However, Bonks has the advantage of sitting on the B cap. 1 minute, 48 seconds until SCCC wins this, despite only having 1 cap. They are on a 1 cap win condition at this point. This will be decided very likely by who dies first. Bao Bonk OnlyFans chunked by the Yamato. 15k off the board. 30 seconds till an SCCC win. Bonks needs to get a win here. Otherwise, game 3 will be going to the Klebers.
Yeah, Bao Bonk's OnlyFans spreading for his viewers as he shows the broadside to SCCC and invites all comers. Unfortunately, doesn't work out for him, and it just wasn't really worth the cost. 10 seconds remaining, lots and lots of shell fire going into people that just have too much damn health. SCCC gonna coast to victory in this game 3.
Wow, that was an intense game. I'm impressed, man. That these have been fantastic matches, all throughout there. Again, apologies to anybody watching my stream. For some reason, the assets for SCCC did not make it in, so we're getting a wargaming symbol instead of the Seal Cub Clubbing Club, which is what SCCC stands for. Seal Cub Clubbing Club. Nothing but the finest, most refined senses of humor over there at SCCC. Really, really nice comeback from there. I could not tell. There were two. I gotta give the clutch play here. I gotta give the clutch plays to well, it was the Yamato from SCCC. I think that was Marin. Marin's Yamato managing to, I don't think it was a dev strike, but like 30 or 30 something thousand through the nose of the Bonks Yamato. And then over on the east side, Turret Bonk, who must have seen a squirrel or something and had his turrets pointing in the completely wrong direction, somehow managed to zero down a Salem in his Salem at a 5-to-1 health disadvantage, which is, I mean, amazing. So obviously that one ended up in SCCC's favor, but really excellent gameplay from both teams.
Yeah, and plus, I have to say that it was a thrilling way to end it after seeing that Titanic clash over on the 10 line, finally resolving and then realizing they are so far away from us, we have to go now. SCCC immediately diving into the B cap and trying to reconsolidate a position as quickly as possible. Bleeding health in the process, but forcibly taking A immediately. The Yamato rounding the corner, down goes the Yamato of the opponent. I think that was about 34,000 hit right through the nose is what that was. And that left a Des Moines who was trying to add something somewhere, but having to back away from the threat of a Yamato directly into a broadside of a Henry. Oof. It ended up coming down close, and somehow Bonks was able to clutch B, but I think it was just sealed at that point with that aggressive play. After 10 failed, SCCC rallied really hardcore, claimed the left half of the map, took all the points they needed, and then after robbing the bank of points, they just went home and decided to spend it on, I don't know, beer and women?
Yep. Well, Game 4 going to be taking place on Trap here. I think we can expect to see a return to the 4DD strats, as Trap is a very wide open, very large map due to the diagonal nature of it. So we're going to see quite a bit of cross-map traveling, if I may say so. And both teams already having proven on Crash Zone Alpha that they are more than comfortable with 4DD strats. So, yeah, I'm expecting to see Yu Yang again from BONKS. They've been using that to pretty good degree. I would also expect to see maybe Moskvas or Stalingrads. I think actually Moskva might be banned for this one. Yes, SCCC banned the Moskva, so maybe Stalingrads and Nevskys to try and deal with these DDs that are going to be running around. But really good play by the Kleber of SCCC's Kleber. I think it was Yamamoto 1941, I think. I can't remember exactly whose it was.
I think so.
Yeah. Really nice repositioning and use of that. Really nice repositioning and use of that reload booster to really take it to any DD that he happened to come across.
I think if there's going to be a map to see a 4 or 5 Kleber push, this is going to be that map. Because if they're able to open water at A and just, do some Matrix BS where they juke all the shells and drive everybody back, this is that map. If they want to do some island ambushing shenanigans over at C, this is that map. I've seen it happen otherwise. I think Rain versus Ban CV. I believe Ban CV tried it, and I think they ended up taking with it, although they did not take the overall set. I believe they were able to slink out with that match. I just don't know if Kleber meta is so favored anymore that people would actually want to open water do that kind of stuff. But if we're going to see it, I really would expect it to happen here. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of smoke and a lot of people going wide. And if it's anything like that last match we just saw, it really depends on how many assets they stick on either one side of the map or the other side of the map, and then how many DDs there are to be able to functionally move right across and just own the side where the assets aren't.
Yeah, absolutely. Very interesting indeed. So, gosh, I don't think there's enough time for me to use the bathroom. Damn it. I really gotta go. Let's see who we got here. Who we got spectating? We got you and me. We got Gaishu, Game Prodigy. I don't know who Gumi-sama-chan is, but World of Warships contributor there. I think that might be... I'm not sure who that is, actually. Kappa Fodder, Julianne Heafy. We got Lord Zath, Maltese Knight, Mini Hannibal, Overlord Bo, Poncho AMD, who I believe is a South American community contributor. Jeez, there's a lot of people in here. Okay.
Well, if you've got to run to the restroom and you don't want to turn into Bottlesy, I think you're going to have to do it now, because that 9th person just came in, and I think you could probably ask for a quick break if you needed to do it.
It
hasn't readied up.
It's cool. There's only 2 guys. They're almost ready, so I'm gonna.
Good luck, man. You're a trooper.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a man and hold it.
It's like when you go to the movie theater and it's just like, I'm 2 hours into this, and this is the really good part, but I got to deal with this.
Yeah. Yep, everybody's ready up, so we'll probably be starting here in just a second. Trap, a very interesting map. It's. I don't recall it being in previous COTS seasons, but maybe that's just me not remembering. Server overloaded.
Well, there are what? 18, 17, 37 people in this room?
Yeah.
I'm 35. My math is terrible. If at first you do not succeed, try again.
Virtual Senpai saying, "Help me, Tom Cruise." What the hell hell does that mean? There we go. 4th time's the charm. All right, giddy up. I can pick my nose all I want. Okay. So, on trap. Let's see here. On trap. I'll go ahead and get us started with bonks. For bonks, we've got Ohio Kremlin, 2 18-inch guns lined up. We have Des Moines, Double Nevsky, Stalingrad, and then Gearing Kleber Z52. Very interesting. I would expect to see the Z52 going center to hydro whatever sits in B. But interesting to me that they chose to do a 3DD comp when they are so efficacious, hell yeah, at the 4DD comp.
Well, over on the other side, SCCC is bringing the Kremlin Yamato. Kremlin to get shot at, Yamato to do the shooting. They've got a Des Moines, Nevsky, Stalingrad, and they are bringing 4 destroyers, not the 3 on the opposing side. Marceau, Kleber, double gearing. Marceau, Kleber able to kick on the rocket boosters and attempt to take the far caps, but it does look like the Marceau is not interested. Definitely of note, with the Z52 on the other side, Z52 brings detection. None of the destroyers of SCCC do.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing to see. I mean, I think, well, let's see here. Bonks obviously sending the Z52 towards B, the gearing heading towards A, while the Kleber attempts to head up to C. I don't know. I think he has hit that speed boost. Oh yeah, he moving. He's speeding on away. He's going to be backed up by Azuki Thighs Des Moines. Sergeant Hattie's Ohio. Turret Bonk going to go ahead and post up along those islands just to the edge of B to make use of that 12-kilometer radar. We have Gearing, Nevsky, and Kremlin on their way to A. Now, historically speaking, this map tends to favor the team that wins A cap. A cap is wide open, but also you don't have to go as far out in order to take it. Generally speaking. So we're going to see, however, the Kleber of Yamamoto 1941 going to get to A so much faster, he may cap it out before Battleship Nagato's gearing can even get there.
Yeah, not a joke. Yamamoto absolutely kicking with the afterburner. I'm pretty sure no Kleber runs Swift and Silence, but man, it just feels like he's got it going because he's just got that little extra bit of NOS kicking in the engine room. Alpha already being taken as Bonk is yet to get to C, but will soon be there. Z52 correctly assumed over in Bravo. Fuzzballs not committing to the center island, instead holding at the edge, trying to avoid detection. Turret Bonk's radar and Dark Angel's radar looking to cover the Bravo cap, but a whole bunch of nothing happening right there, as nobody really knows if they have shots on anything and they don't want to waste their radar. Alpha's falling one way, Charlie's falling the other, and Bonk's setting up in a low position. They'll eventually have that gearing smoke to double Nevsky it up and see if they can push. And looking against what they're coming, they're going to encounter Marin's Yamato, but a double DD Nevsky. I don't think that's enough to hold back against double Nevsky. I think they move forward and get kills with that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that actually plays out. Also interesting that the Klebers both took opposite sides, sped to the caps, took the caps, and are now likely going to retreat and make room for something else. Where they end up going is going to be interesting to see. Torpedoes, of course, coming out. Everyone trying to land a cheeky shot that flips the game in their favor early on. Z52 of Cant Bonk moving up pretty precariously. I believe if Dark Angel wants to radar, he will in fact see Cant Bonk. Cant Bonk, you've got Hydro. You cannot take these torpedoes. Please don't tell me.
Hydro might not be up. I haven't seen it pulse.
So I believe those are old school gearing torpedoes from like a minute and a half ago. Cant Bonk unfortunately taking a torpedo early on. Now he's being shelled by SCCC's Fuzzballs as he is forced to beat a hasty retreat out of B, which is now going to likely fall into the hands of SCCC, gaining some extra points as that's damage. Oh, 8,200, he's down. He cannot get that back. So that's a major boon for SCCC here moving in. This could be this could be enough of a thing to get them to a victory here as they are sitting 2-1. One more victory, and it's Triple C's series. Sorry, I had a little word salad there.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. That being said, the Z52 really isn't brought to deal damage or to make the big crazy plays. It's made to lock down an area. If it's lost some health early, it still has its smoke screen, and as long as it's still got its friends to make plays, 8,000 health is enough health. It's not great, but it's not out of the match just yet, although Bravo does fall to SCCC as Fuzzballs is unleashed, moves forward, finds the island, and finishes taking the cap. Moving forward, possibly looking for that Z52 with a 6.1 detection radius. He might be able to gun him down. Not gonna find him though. Alpha is looking stagnant as both of the Nevskys were only pushed in so far by that gearing smoke. Not realizing they have the advantage because of lack of spotting, they are not yet able to push A and have ceded A to SCCC, although the Kremlin of Broadbunk has just stepped upon it. C is currently in contest, nothing moving there, really nothing happening at Bravo or Charlie at the moment. Looks like they're going to be moving around up on the A line for a bit. I think A is going to be the place to watch. When these Nevskys recognize what advantage they have, I really think they can forcefully claim A and start to wrap the map.
Yeah, so there's something really important to note, which is that the Kremlin of Broadbunk here has stepped onto A. Now, they could reset him easy over and over and over again. But if they do that, they're shooting at the Kremlin, they're lighting themselves on, they're lighting themselves up for the double Nevskys, as you were saying, to shoot at. And the Kremlin, of course, can always be shooting itself. So that decisively put A into the hands of BONKS. So the question now remains, can SCCC up here at C somehow manage to take this cap back? And I don't quite know how they're going to do that, as Fuzzballs, ever the aggressor, going to go ahead and put some damage onto Turret Bonk while torpedoes come back from Can't Bonk. Bonk, 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 bonk.
Turret Bonk is actually exposed, not in the form of a citadel, but absolutely in the form of superstructure, and needs to get behind this island. Can't Bonk Z52 has bailed, and there's no reason for Turret Bonk to sit there getting shot, and there he goes. He's reversing into cover behind the island, lights his radar to try to give some temporary vision to the Z52, but the Stalingrad recently nerfed is down to only a 25-second base. That's going to give Z52 a few salvos of shots at a very mobile Kleber-Marceau combo. I don't see much damage being achieved over there, but there are Z52 torps, and Yamamoto just turned to show some side. Nope, far too maneuverable, not going to happen today. Marceau Kleber moving toward the C cap, which has a gearing Des Moines and Kremlin that need to get off that border and into the game. If they can, if the Des Moines Kremlin wrap around, and then suddenly they've got the French Bash Bros coming up in on the Balbonk Kleber, that could unravel C and take utter control of this game away from BONKS.
Yeah, SCCC now in full retreat from A, as BONKS looking to redeploy the Nevsky of Uunikum over towards the B cap to try and help Can't Bonk and Turret Bonk get a little more traction, a little more foothold on this cap, as it looks like they will lose C to SCCC. Ooh, wow, Balbonk taking a lot of damage here from the double trouble French brothers of destruction over here, as Fuzzballs and Yamamoto have decided that they're just going to go clubbing, I suppose. They're just going to go clubbing like it's night at the Roxbury, and move their way towards C here to try and, I guess they're trying to pinch Balbonk, Azuki Thighs, and Sergeant Hattie, knowing that basically they can't get away. In fact, that might be a really solid play here. If looks like Fuzzballs might be moving away, but should they have just continued to push forward, they might have been able to trap all three of those ships on the 10 line and wipe them up.
Yeah, Balbonk ran away from the club bros, screaming, "Baby, don't hurt me," as he dove behind an island. Meanwhile, Sergeant Hattie backing up beneath the shadow of Azuki Thighs, hugging under the skirt of an island. Looks like the Kremlin, Kleber, kind of have them all pinched. The Des Moines, Ohio right now not having a way out, and Balbonk slickly slid away from behind that island. Yamamoto and Fuzzballs not pushing the issue. Right now they've got 3 members of of BONKS quarantined off into basically 2 grid squares, but they're using 4, kind of 5 ships to do it. That's not an effective amount of trade there, as we see BONKS pushing out of A, Broad Bonk making his presence known coming up the mid with the Nevsky and gearing of Battleship Nagato and Bao Bonk only fans pushing the Yamato Nevsky away. Right now, we do see SCCC holding dominance over the B and C cap, but in comes the Z52 of Cant Bonk directly into the gunfire of Fuzzballs as Marceau, not pressing C, still holding Bravo and shoving Cant Bonk right back out.
Yep, so this looks to me to be mostly a just a bunch of blind firing from Fuzzballs, who's really doing the Lord's work by being as often as possible, being everywhere at once. As Battleship Nagato's gearing over here now nose in on Nevsky, which is not what you want to be if you are gearing. We'll see how much damage he actually takes out of that, but Cant Bonk being pushed away by torpedoes and concentrated Marceau fire. Bonk's now in a little bit of a problem as they are down on points, and no real way to contest C anymore with the 2 French destroyers sort of haunting around between B and C. I think that's the plan of SCCC at this point. Hold B, hold C, keep those 2 ships of Bonks trapped up there in the corner, and just prevent anyone from attempting to cap B or C by just running these 2 fast French destroyers back and forth.
Sergeant Hattie gets bonked on the nose by a torpedo, and looks like the Des Moines does as well. Thighs and Hattie backing up, trying to get deeper into cover behind the shadow of the island, but continuing to take fire as the gearing chucks in from nasty little angles. Bao Bonk has bailed on Charlie, leaving the Ohio and Des Moines to their fate, coming Bravo to help the Nevsky and Stalin of Uwunikam and Turret Bonk. Cant Bonk can't contest. He's backing off. It's going to have to come down to some play from the Nevsky Kleber Stalingrad as a way to unlock Bravo, as SCCC is currently up by about 180 points. It's not an unwinnable situation, it's just something that has to be addressed. And right now, it looks like this Nevsky Kleber have Fuzzballs pinned against a wall and unable to retreat under withering gunfire.
Yeah, Fuzzball's unfortunately getting beached here somehow. He's trying to dislodge himself and juke at the same time, losing the lion's share of his HP. He could even go down here. Looks like he's been freed, which is allowing him and his speed to get away, but he's on fire. He's losing some damage. Sorry, his engine is out. He's not on fire. His engine is out, which means he's not moving at full speed. It looks like he has got away, but at that same token, he's lost an enormous amount, and Bonks, sensing blood in the water, is moving in. They know they can't really afford to sit and wait much longer, and they just got a huge boon by taking Fuzzballs down by about 12 or 13,000 HP. They are moving in. Broad Bonk, even the Kremlin, trying to shoot Fuzzballs. Cant Bonk realizing he can't come in here and try to bonk the Marceau with only 3,700 HP. But he smokes up. He is attempting to fire. Everyone is on these 2 French bullies in the center.
Fuzzballs gets out of the close shave, but finds himself bucked behind an island between Yamamoto and Dark Angel LP. Dark Angel, effectively out of the fight, does actually throw his radar out, which fails to catch Cant Bonk's Z52, literally stationed 12.1 away from the Stalin. Fuzzball's now on fire, and Fuzz and Hair is known to burn. We do actually see that fire raging, and it looks like with only 300 health left, that's going to be the first of 2 kills. The other one with 10,000 health left, Yamamoto is going to hit the engine and run around. Oh, wait, he's going to run into a Kleber of Bao Bonk as well as a Nevsky. How is he going to make these plays? It's going to come down to some prayer and torps. First one lands, second one lands. Yamamoto's turning, getting guns on the Nevsky. He's got some assistance from a Stalingrad. Nevsky's still not able to drag him down. 1,400 more shells. That's Yamamoto going down. And Uwunikam still awake and now put to sleep. Down he goes, the Stalingrad of Turret Bonk, and Cant Bonk claiming Bravo. The Stalingrad of Dark Angel from SCCC unable to move forward. Meanwhile, now that Bravo has settled, the 10 line is getting kind of freaky with Sergeant Hattie pushing forward, looking for some kind of snuggle buddy, and he sees it in Peregrinus, who has stopped and is saying, no, thank you, as he's reversing slowly. Down to 500 points, Hattie is pushing. Down he goes, but he gets some shots off into the battleship difference, and unfortunately, the battleship did not make the difference as the Des Moines continues forward. Zuki Thighs is pinned behind the island with an incoming Kremlin, Des Moines, and Gearing. He's pushing forward, probably looking to get a ram as he's got no way out, but he's got no way through. He's shooting into Battleship Difference. Lights a fire. That's going to be a kill. Can he get something for it? Well, he was able to trade, but he wasn't able to get a ram. The 10 line resolves. We're looking at the cap. It's 260 points over in favor of SCCC, but that's 2 caps to 1. 4 minutes 51 seconds until BONKS could win, but 3 minutes 10 seconds before SCCC can. They're starting to wrap Dark Angel. If they get this kill, that will be big.
Truth is that the BONKS needs a kill here. I think they're going to find it in Dark Angel, who's very much stuck. And as time goes on here, they're going to get better and better angles on him. Even Can'tBonk might be able to get a little bit of fire over these rocks if he's feeling bonksy or ballsy. Yeah, ballsy is what I meant to say. So essentially, they have a very limited window of time before SCCC's Kremlin and Gearing come back from their dirty work up in the north. I don't know if it's going to be enough time. Long shots coming in from the north, from the Kremlin, not finding their mark on Can'tBonk. BONK only fans in the Nevsky out here in the open water, very precariously low on health. He is still lit up by the Gearing, down to 6,000 HP. Everett, smelling blood in the water, is moving forward to make sure that BONK's OnlyFans stays lit so that Dark Angel and Marin can finish him off. Is down to 3,000, 2,500. He looks to be on fire, going to go down. This is so bad for BONKS as they need kills. 1 minute left remaining until this game is over. Will they get Dark Angels? Oh, absolutely. Turret BONK going to come around here with AP loaded. Oh, it's so close.
It absolutely is. The Kremlin of BONK forces Dark Angel forward into the waiting arms of Turret BONK, who shoots his shells wide, firing at the Yamato, not at the Stalingrad, as even torpedoes are coming in. That one of those is definitely hitting the nose there. That's going to take him down to 6, and there's the clothesline for BONK. Unfortunately, they were not able to take the Stalin without losing the Nevsky of their own. That continues to put SCCC in the lead, up by 180 points. It's 2 caps to 1, but BONKS still needs a kill. They've got to find something, and it looks like they're staring at Marin with all of their intensity.
Yep, Marin putting very nice shots through the upper bow of the Stalingrad, doing about 12k, I believe. However, Marin is in such a bad position here. The ass of the Yamato is big and flat, and the Kremlin of BONK senses that. The Turret BONK's shots from his Stalingrad able to pierce that armor of the Yamato so well. However, he's not finding any traction here. Oh, big hit there. He's not finding any traction on Marin at the moment. He needs to get that kill. BONKS has 1 minute, 12 seconds remaining to kill Marin. Down goes Marin. It has now flipped officially. If this continues, BONKS wins it in 157 as opposed to 236 for SCCC. The question is, can SCCC, can Signer's Nest get in here? Down goes Turret BONK Stalingrad to Peregrinus. It's back in SCCC's favor. Can'tBonk or somebody here has to get a kill. Oh my lord, they've got to kill Devagogo, and I don't know that there's any possible way they can do that as he's currently in Everett smoke. So the question is, Can'tBonk, how you feeling, buddy? Are you going to be able to Dev strike a Gearing or the Kremlin? You're going to have to torpedo it because that's pretty much it. There's a minute left. Torpedoes are out from Battleship Nagato's Gearing. They're going up towards Devagogo. I don't know that they're going to connect though. I'm going to try and get a camera angle here. I have no idea.
Shots out from the Gearing of Sinner's Nest into Z52, and it looks like the vision just got broken. Can'tBonk might have a Hydro and be able to try to duel this, but with 23,000 health, I don't know if he's got any way in on that Gearing. 40 seconds left, some torpedoes out at the Nevsky. Nevsky is humping the wall, and they are not going to connect. Blind fire comes through, not going to connect either, as some torps come in on BONK. The Stalingrad of Dark Angel, I think it was, moved forward no, I'm sorry. It was the Stalingrad of somebody, Turret BONK, I believe, moved forward a little bit too far and caught too many shells from the Kremlin that was moving down from Charlie. This Nevsky is pinned against the wall. 10 seconds remaining. I don't think they've got the vision on him. I don't think the torps can come down. The blind fire comes through, and it's a whiff.
Oh no! And that's it. SCCC walking away with game 4. That's going to make 3 for them. They are now officially your North American COTS 12 champions. I'm so sorry. I don't have the logo. It's not in the assets properly. I didn't notice beforehand. My apologies to SCCC. Congratulations to both team. Absolutely stellar play, all 4 matches. These are going to make great matches to look back on when studying for future COTS. Congratulations, gentlemen.
SCCC has walked forward upon North American soil and clubbed every seal in sight, going all the way to become King of the Hill, or King of the Sea, as it were. Nonetheless, it was a close fight, a lot of back and forth, and it came down to just small little pieces, little movements that resulted in a clutch loss from BONKS into the grasp of the seal clubbing clubber club. I think that's said that right, maybe. But anyway, grats to them. BONKS hard fought battle, going all the way up, not quite to a game 5, but still going all the way to 4 excellent games to watch. Some interesting plays, some interesting back and forth, and really when one of them decided to clothesline the other, they absolutely followed through with it. It was the games where nobody really had that special edge that just kept brawling back and forth, swap, 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 all the way to the end. Thank you very much to both teams, but congratulations on SCCC coming out the ultimate victor.
Absolutely. Congratulations, SCCC. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been watching OSCON Semi throughout this entire process. I don't know if we're streaming the internationals. I think we will be streaming internationals. I can't promise that yet, but if so, please do watch for that next weekend. In the meantime, I have to use the bathroom so bad. And I'm tired.
Well, it's a good thing they won. All right, folks. Well, I hope y'all have a great time. Boggs is probably going to take a break, but I'm going to give out some codes. So thank you, everybody, for joining us, and I hope y'all have an excellent, excellent Sunday.